Welcome to the unit on measures of central tendency and spread. Measures of central tendency. The objectives for this session are to calculate measures of central tendency such as the mean, mode, and median. A single value which describes a position in a dataset is a measure of location. If this value describes the center of the data, it is referred to as a measure of central tendency. The mode is the value occurring most often. The median is the value in the middle of an ordered data set. And the mean is the sum of the data values divided by the number of data values. Here's the notation. X bar is the mean of the data set. Sigma x represents the sum of the data values, and n represents the number of data values in the data set. Let's now take a look at an example. The following information is known about two samples. Find the mean of all the observations. Pause the video and have a go. Press play when you're ready to view the solutions. So let's solve this. For sample 1, 7.8 is the mean, and this equals sum x over 34, according to our formula. So therefore, sum x is equal to 7.8 times 34, which is equal to 265.2. And now for sample 2. This time we use y as our variable. So if we plug this into our formula, we have the mean, which is 6.2, equals sum y divided by n, which is equal to 22. So rearranging this gives us that sum y is equal to 6.2 times 22. And so sum y equals 136.4. And so we have sum x for sample 1 and sum y for sample 2. So the overall mean is the sum of all the values, which is 265.2 plus 136.4, divided by the total number of items or total number of data values in both sets, which is 34 plus 22. And this gives us 401.6 divided by 56, which is equal to 7.2. So the overall mean is 7.2. And now let's take a look at another example. Find the mode, median, and mean of the data shown in the following table. We have the number of chocolate bars consumed, represented by the variable x, and the frequency, f. Pause the video and have a go. Press play when you're ready to view the solutions. So let's solve this. The entire data set looks like this. There are 5 zeros, 7 ones, 8 twos, and 1 3. Let's now find the mode. This is the value which occurs the most often. The value 2 occurs most often, so the mode is equal to 2. To find this using the table, we can look at the frequencies in the table here and find the largest value. And note the corresponding x value to find the mode, as shown here. And of course this gives mode equals 2. And now for the median. This is the middle value in an ordered data set. The value 1 is in the middle of this ordered data set. So median equals 1. To find this using the table, we can sum the frequencies in the table, as shown, and use the formula sum f plus 1 divided by 2, which is equal to 11, to find where the middle value is. And then find the x value corresponding to the middle value. So the 11th value occurs in this category here. And of course this implies that the median equals 1. And now for the mean. This is sum x divided by n. So we can either use this method, where when the data set is written out, we simply add the values and then divide by the number of values, which is 21. Or we can use the table. So sum x is 0 times 5 plus 1 times 7 plus 2 times 8 plus 3 times 1. The formula for mean using a frequency table is sum f times x divided by sum f. And you can see how we got this from our example. Now, which measure of location should we use? For qualitative or quantitative data, we can use the mode. Sometimes we have one mode and sometimes we have two. We use the median for quantitative data, and it is usually used when data has extreme values, as the median is unaffected by them. And we use the mean for quantitative data. It uses all the data and gives the true measure of the data. However, it is affected by extreme values. For a grouped frequency table, use class midpoints to calculate measures of location. Let's take a look at an example. Pause the video and have a go. Press play when you're ready to view the solutions. So let's solve this. The time x in minutes to the nearest minute to type up a page of notes is measured. The data is shown in the table. What is the modal class? So let's solve this. Remember that we're looking for the value which occurs the most often. So the modal class is looking for the highest frequency. And here is the highest frequency. 7 is the largest out of all the f values. Therefore, the modal class is the corresponding class, 15 to 19. Now let's estimate the mean. we need to use the midpoints of each class. So the midpoint of the first class is 7. So when we calculate sum fx, we need to write 1 times 7, or 7 times 1. And for the second class, the midpoint is 12. So fx is 6 times 12. Here the midpoint is 17. So fx is 7 times 17. And here the midpoint is 22. So fx is 3 times 22. And of course the sum of all the frequencies is as shown, 1 plus 6 plus 7 plus 3. This equals 15.5. And now for the median. We're actually looking for the median class. This is the middle value in an ordered data set. So in order to find the middle value, we add up all the frequencies, add 1 and divide by 2 to find where the middle value is. Next we find the x value corresponding to the middle value. So of course we have 1 value up to here, 7 values up to here, and the 9th value therefore is in this category. And of course 9 was our middle value. The class corresponding to this is the 15 to 19 class. And so the median class is the 15 to 19 class. This brings us to the end of this session. If you have understood its contents, you should be able to calculate measures of central tendency such as the mean, mode, and median. Thank you very much for listening. To understand this topic in greater depth, do attempt the exercises in your textbook related to this topic.